Okay, what we have here is the ACR Adaptive Combat Rifle. This is the enhanced model you see before you right now. It has a 3-rail sided Picatinny 1913 rail. This particular model has the AAC flash suppressor with the adapter. This is for sound suppression. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to pick up the rifle to show you the operational features of the gas piston. Right here where my finger is, you'll see this letter U, which stands for unsuppress. This is a mode that the weapon system will fire in the semi-automatic or in a full automatic mode. When you put a sound suppressor on here, what happens is you build up a lot of chamber pressure if it's a gas gun. Same thing will happen if it's a gas piston. So what you're going to do is you're going to change the regulation of pressure of gas moving through. So you're going to go to the S mode, which is the suppress mode. What the system will do now is it has a port into the plug, which will relieve a lot of the gas pressure going through the system. If you notice on either side of the handguard, there is 2 slotted ports, which are just vents. As the gas comes forward, it's going to cycle the operations rod and the bolt rearward. All the expanding gases that bleed off are just going to bleed off these little vents. What you have here is your cocking handle or charging handle. Is what you notice as compared to an AR-15 is the actual throw or the actual movement of that bolt is very short. Okay? The days of actually having to manually rack and pull the rifle forward and pull the charging handle back, those days are gone with the ACR. Very, very, very fluid movement in locking the bolt to the rear. What you have here is underneath you have the bolt catch. What this is ambidextrous, and what's great about this system is that out of the box it comes ambidextrous ready. So what you have is when you want to lock the bolt to the rear, it locks back. The actual charging handle does not move back and forth like it does on all the other conventional piston systems. The only time this handle moves is when you manually engage it to move it forward or backwards. Going back to the bolt catch. If you want to drop the bolt or chamber the round, you just push down. For someone that's actually shooting the rifle, you can actually load a magazine, stay on point, drop the bolt, chambers the round, you can continue to shoot. What you have here is an ambidextrous magazine release, made for a left or right shooter. You also have the safety selector. This is a nice feature on this particular platform. Back in the old days, even dominant right-handed shooters, when they would engage the safety, if they're not prior military people, what they tend to do is physically take their eyes off the target and actually look down to the safety selector. With a little practice, as you can see, very, very fluid. There isn't that hard D10 engagement like there is in the traditional AR-15. Okay? So even for someone that shoots strong right-handed, even in a weak-handed drill, you can engage that safety selector. Back to the stock system. What you have here is a side-folding stock. You have a compartment here for AA batteries if you have some kind of a system that uses a AA battery. You also have your 6-position stock. To engage and disengage the stock, you have to use your finger and your thumb to lock it back and forth. Yes, sir. You also have a cheek piece on here. This is a mid-range cheek piece, not like a high comb cheek piece like on bolt-action guns or an AR-15s. What this lets you do is lets you hold a better cheek weldment. To engage this, you just pull back, slightly tip forward on the cheek piece, and you lock, and it locks it into place. All this is giving you is a stabler cheek weldment as you engage your optics. You're also able to change the height of that. This is a product that's offered by Magpul. So down the road there's going to be different heights of cheek weldment because there's everybody that places their cheek on a stock of a rifle always has their weldment or their placement of weldment that sits differently. We have a contoured pistol grip. This particular one is actually molded into the gun. or in this case the lower receiver. As you can see, it's nicely knurled. If you actually look very closely, these are actually the Magpul. This is a Magpul insignia that's actually cut into the grip and is also into the front forward portion of the magazine well. That's pretty neat.
So is the upper the registered?
That is correct. If you look up here, you have your serial number portion of the rifle. This is a control portion. In this case, this is the whole gun. So what that gives you the capability to do is to change different calibers. You can go from 5.56, 223, 6.8, 7.62 by 39. On the 7.6 by 39 is probably pretty cool because you can use a conventional weld on here. The actual technology of AR-15 adaptable magazines, the 7.62 39 are out there. You can also change out the lower receiver where you have the magazine weld that will adapt to the old standard AK mags.
Neat.
Also, we're looking down the road, and it is down the road, by going to a 6.5, either Grendel or Creedmoor. And that's still being debated which we're going to do. It is SAMI approved, but we're just waiting for a lot of the manufacturers to start supplying the ammo. What you have here is your MBUS sights. Another added feature to the rifle, where you have auxiliary sights that at a flick of a switch are engaged. When you don't want them in the way, you just basically push down on them and they're out of the way.
And those are included?
Yes, sir. Standard with the gun.
Excellent. Well, thank you for taking the time.
You're very
we really
welcome.
Appreciate it.
Anytime.
The guys and gals of GunWebsites.com encourage you to take a CCW class every year, practice at least once a month, and carry every day. Thanks for watching GunWebsites.com.